Welcome to the second video. In the second video, we're going to make our header mobile responsive like this, so that every time when you toggle, that means we're going to use JavaScript coding. So for me to do that, let's get on to the work. But firstly, I need to align this image to the extreme left, so that is in line. Let's go on to our coding. Oh yeah, on line 57 in our style CSS file, let's make this one position, let's say initial. Yes, there it is. Now just let's get on to coding. So for me to do the mobile responsiveness, it's not going to be difficult as such, but so I will have to start off with the setting some default values which are very important. I need to make this one before I start everything. At the bottom, I need to remove the header and set it to nav, header nav, and set it to display none. But remember, they need a full stop there. So I also need to set the button btn header to display none. This is very important. On our large screen, we also need to set some other values to none displaying. Okay, I'll only have what to display on large screen after I've made some amendments to our HTML code. So let's start off with some HTML coding. Let's take a view. On mobile view, you can see that there is this image, the hamburger image, it is always by default display as well. When you click, there is a close image that comes out. So let's start by setting out for the CSS values that I've done, that I've displayed to none. Let's take a look at what happens if we have displayed the header and the nav part to none. Let's take a look at what happens. Yes, oh yes, yeah, oh yes, there it is, guys. On mobile view, it is not displaying. So let's start. First of all, I want to add the default button. That will show the hamburger image. Let's call it header toggle btn. I also want to add another second class name. And let's go toggle btn hamburger. This is spelling for hamburger. This is spelling for hamburger. Let me take a look at the images. Image for hamburger. Wait, hamburger. So the spelling HA U. Yeah, there it is. There's the spelling for hamburger. There's no image for that. So, but importantly, I need an ID. Don't forget to, because we shall be dealing with JavaScript. Let me call it HTTP. Now, let's take a look at. We are yet because we need to import the image, this image, the hamburger image, we shall be using CSS for styling. But most importantly, since I have set the header nav bar using our CSS here on line 56 to 9, I now need to display another one. The information that will be displayed. So I need to get another section on that will be displayed on modal. Let's give it a special, another special inactive. I also need to give it an ID of modal. Remember, we'll be dealing with JavaScript. So there it is. Now, for me to do that, for me to display the information, I just want to copy everything. Then I'll change the class names. So this one will become modal. I'm just replacing header with modal. This is what will be displayed on mobile view. Modal. Let me just copy it. Control. We just want to replace. Keep on holding on your control button on the keyboard while you're highlighting correctly using the mouse. Now I'm just going to click Control V. Oh yes, that's it. So let's take a look at the amendments that we have done. Oh yes, there they are. So the next thing, which is most important, I'm now going to do the styling. I need to have the new added class names. Let's have our newly added class names. Copy all of them. Just copy. Control C to copy. Remember, you just need to add a starting full stop. Now we need to put some closing brackets. There it is. So let me start styling. I'll start styling by the header toggle button. This is the most important part. Let me give it a height of 30 pixels, aspect ratio 1:1. I want a top, calculating the position to the top using a calculating of values 50 pixels times 3 times 0.3. I also want to move the position to the right 8%. Border, let's set it to none. Position, I want it to be absolute, and let's have a cursor, that's a pointer. Now I'm going to start the hamburger. Remember, I need to import the background image, URL, images folder. Let's collect the name. Rename it. Just control everything and copy. Control V. Then I might want to avoid the repeats. So yes, so that the image is only single, is solely, no repeats. Sorry, it's background repeat, yeah. Background repeats, no repeat, yeah, like this. And background position, I want it set, I want it centered. And background size, cover. Let's take a look at our design. Oh yes, there is the design. It is too big, so let me say contain. It's too big, let me use contain. Oh yes, there it is. Now remember, when every time when click, it changes to a closing side, to an X image. So I need that. I'm going to create an image. An X image. I'm going to import it using CSS. This is good. You need to learn such kind of skills about background. Let's set URL images / folder. I want to make sure that I've got these properties, the same properties, these ones. Now, importantly, we are now going to start the modal. The new section that we have created. Let's remove this one. Yeah. The new section that we have created, the modal. I'm going to set it to position fixed. And I'll set a top. I'm going to use another calculate method. 50 pixels plus 7 pixels. We are spacing the important spacing. Left side, I'm going to move it 0. Height, I'm going to have 100 VH. Width, let's give it 100 VW. Z index, I want a push of 1. Display flex, flexi flow, column, no rep, let's align our items to the center. We're gonna have a background color. Let's take a look at our design. The background color is a navy blue, navy blue, light blue. Let's get into our style guide and let's get it. Oh, okay, which one will I choose? Dark blue. Let's have this one. Copy it. Overflow. I want it to be hidden. Let's take a look at the design. Yes, there it is, but it's not a bit transparent, so I want to make it more transparent. Let me just add 0.5 and let's see if, oh yes, that's what I wanted. As you can see from our design, and this one, yes, they match. The background colors, they match. Now I'm going to style the mode I'm inactive and set the display to none. This will mainly be used for when you are doing our mobile responsive. Let's set the width for the modal nav to 90%. Height, let's give it 250 pixels. And border radius, I'll give it 5. Yeah, small figure. Position, I want to set it relative. Okay, there it is. From the top, I want to move it 5%. Display flex, flexi flow column, no wrap. Justify the contents to the center and to align our items to the center as well. I want a background color of white. Yes, let's take a look. Yes, the background is white, that's why we can't see. If I say the background red, just take a look at the changes. Oh, because we have used the modal none to none, that's why we are having to display. Yes, that's why we're having it's not appearing. So if I set to white, Let's take a look. Oh yes, that's how it is. I'll set it to display none later, but for now let's continue. Then I'm going to start this one list. I'll set height to 100. Let's set it display flex flexiflow column no rep. Justify the content space evenly and align our items to the center. Now modal nav list item. Yes, let me start by doing the list style to none. Yeah, that's it. I think that will be it. Let me go for the link color. What do I want for the color? I want it to be dark blue. Dark blue. Copy this one. For a link, we can always remove the text decoration. Now, let's take a look at our changes. Oh yes, those are our changes. Those are our changes. As you can see, those are the changes. So every time when you click on this side, you can see, but the angles are not okay. I think the border radius, there it is, the border radius. Okay, yes, that's it. So as you can see, this is the design. Now I'm going to be doing the JavaScript coding, so we can set our display to none there. Let's take a look. Yes, that's how it is like when by default, unless you click on that's when this will appear. So we now want to have, when you click on the hamburger, it is converted to a close sign, as well as this modal that we have set to inactive is displayed. So let me go on to my JavaScript. I'll start off by declaring a const. Remember how you connect to your JavaScript. Right at the bottom, they just before the body, you press in, you type in your script tags, and then you link them to the new file javascript.js. This is the file script.js. So let me start off by declaring a const. I'll name it Togo BT equals to document documents dot get element by ID. Get element by ID. ID, the first one ID that we have, we've got two IDs, HTTP and modal. This one on line 40 and then line 46. HTTP and declare another const modal equals to document dot get element by ID modal closing semicolons. Now let's create a event listener toggle.btn dot add event listener. So every time when you perform an operation of a click, it will trigger a function. This is what the function will do. Just carry that class closing sign to the end here. Yeah, there you can see it. Now to continue styling, let's now have what is triggered every time when the model that is been declared will push for a class list dot toggle model it will toggle the model that you have set to inactive. Just always make sure that you are copying the correct class names, but you can get the correct class name correctly by just here copy it, just to avoid any typing errors. It will trigger that one. Toggle btn dot class list on it will toggle the header with the hamburger, this one. And lastly, we also want the toggle .btn dot class list. We will toggle again this header. And this will put a console dot log click function. Remember some ending semicolons there. Yes, that's the JavaScript. That's the setup of our JavaScript code. Now let's take a look at the results of what we have done. Now when we move on to light screens like this, you can see we don't want this to be functional. So let me go on to my styling, CSS for large screens. We need to put some a header toggle btn, this one, I'll select the two class name to set them to don't display none, these ones. So copy it and come and set it here. So there it is, display none, and come again there. I say it is display none. Now let's take a look at light screens, the changes that we have applied. Oh, there it is, devs. So you can see the challenge has been successfully completed for the header. So next, in the following video, I'll be doing the hero section. Thank you.